to follow. First it's a speech about the 4th of July and freedom, and then it's a guy with a sword. And those things are awesome, I'm not shitting on those things. But now I just have to talk about my dick and show how much of a failure I am to a room full of strangers while I'm performing inside what I think is Kim Kardashian's vagina. It's fucking internal vajazzling in here, it's amazing. Yeah, vajazzling always gets a laugh. You don't even need to say anything. How many of you were here last month? Alright, well that clears out 10 minutes of material I can't do. So you mind if I work on some new stuff with you guys? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Can I get approval? We can interact like humans, it's fine.
Yeah.
My art is much more interactive than a sword, for example. There's really only one side to that until you kill somebody. So there's not a lot you can do there. Alright guys, let me talk to you about something about me. When I was 19 years old, I went from amateur to professional at OxyContin. And I did what I think a lot of you guys would do in that situation. I signed up for a job on a shark boat.
Nice.
Yeah, because fuck rehab, right? Like, my basic attitude was no one's gonna sell me OxyContin in the middle of the ocean, right? Like, that Poseidon doesn't show up with 80s. That never fucking happens. You know what I mean? My other thought process was that if I'm fighting actual sharks, then maybe metaphorical demons aren't so bad, right? You probably get through that. And my first day on the boat, I was working with my shirt off to lift a bunch of heavy shit in 95-degree weather, right? And the captain of the boat sees that I have a shark tattoo on my back. And he's like, that's a nice shark tattoo. You want to see a real shark tattoo? And he pulls his pants down, and his entire left ass cheek is gone. Fucking eaten by a shark. There's teeth marks on either end of where it used to be, and just mangled ass. And then he slaps me on the ass and says, nice shark tattoo, toots. Yo ho ho and a bucket of cum. Looks like I am Captain Ahab's sea bitch for the next 2 months. This is gonna be awesome. And I don't know what you know about coming off opiates. I don't know if you guys know a lot about it, but you are vomit on an elemental level. That is just what you do. You produce so much vomit that the girl in The Exorcist would have had a problem with you. She would have been like, what the fuck are you doing? And when you add into that the seasickness of being on a boat in the middle of the fucking ocean for the first time, I was like the Greek god of puke. I was unbelievable. I was like a baby eating rotten milk on a roller coaster. I was projectile everywhere. My room looked like there'd been ghosts in it in the second Ghostbusters. Green slime fucking everywhere. And on my third day on the boat, while I'm still withdrawing, I had to go in the water with my first man-eating shark. And I don't know what you guys know about sharks, but their job is to eat anything in the ocean that's not doing well. So I'm in there shaking like a fucking homeless guy on a 30-degree day, still covered in my own puke, and within 10 seconds the shark is attacking me. It's an 11-foot oceanic white-tip shark. It's coming at me mouth open. But don't worry, guys. I was prepared. They give you a weapon for when you go in the water with sharks. It's called a shark stick. Who here knows what that is?
Is it a spear?
He knows what it is. He probably doesn't, but we're going to go act like... No. Here's what a shark stick is. It's about this long. It's about this wide. It's made of plastic, and it doesn't do shit. That's all it is. It looks like you're waving a shitty kid's magic wand at a shark, trying to turn it into a bush of roses. And spoiler alert, they don't change. Doesn't happen. Shark's still attacking you. So I'm there whacking the shark on the fucking nose with a stick. It's trying to eat me, and the scientists on board are freaked out about a fucking lawsuit. So what they do is they throw a bunch of fish and blood and meat off the other side of the boat. And for 2 seconds, the shark gets off me. And I don't know how I did this. If I have sex for more than 30 seconds, I'm completely out of breath. I'm lost. I can't keep functioning. So I paddled my feet as hard as I could, and I did a sort of dolphin flop onto the deck of the boat. And the shark came back under as I landed on the boat. And that's when I puked everywhere. Fucking everywhere. And then I had to tell everyone on the boat I was withdrawing from OxyContin. Because there's no other excuse. I didn't want them to think I was a pussy. I'd rather they thought I was a junkie. So, That's what I did. I recently rewatched The Avengers. They had a screening at South Street Seaport. Have any of you ever seen that movie? 3 of you nodded quietly about seeing the most famous movie of all time, viewership-wise. There's a funny thing about that movie that I never noticed before. Captain America died. He was frozen in 1945. You can all sort of agree with that? That's the thing that happened? Yeah, people? Cool. When they wake him up, at no point does anyone ever need to tell him that segregation isn't a thing anymore. He just sees Nick Fury and he's like, yeah, that guy's probably my boss. That's all. Like, I feel like there was a scene in The Avengers that they cut out where Nick Fury and Captain America are walking through the halls of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Nick Fury bends over for a drink of water. And the shield comes out. And he's like, I'm here to uphold the laws of America. And Tony Stark comes crashing through and grabs him straight to a racial sensitivity class. Because that's the only way a guy from 1945 could be on a modern team. Like, there's no way, without a year of it, there's no way he wouldn't think Black Widow was his secretary. There's no way he wouldn't think that. He definitely, even if he was the best guy from 1945, he would call Hawkeye a queer for using a bow and arrow. And wearing a purple costume. There's no way he couldn't be on that team. I smoke cigarettes. Any of you guys ever done that? You're in the bar. Go fuck yourself, Canadian. That north of the border healthcare shit makes you all care. We smoke because we're gonna die without a hospital anyway. That's what Americans do. I was smoking a cigarette outside my house the other day, and just minding my business, trying to avoid eye contact with people. And I noticed that in the first floor window, directly across from me, a guy was having sex with his girlfriend, out the window. He had her leaned out, and he was having sex with her. And I caught eyes with the dude while he was having sex with her. And he gave me the finger, like I was the asshole in that situation. From my perspective, right, if I do anything short of taking my pants off, walking up to that window, and masturbating into it, I'm holding up my end of the social contract, right, guys? Like, okay, I get that maybe I'm not the guy that you wanted to watch you have sex. But that's not how windows work, you know? It's not a selective medium. That's why Craigslist exists. So that you can pick the people who watch you have sex. That's 85% of your traffic. It's 10 free cabinets and a bunch of people trying to get watched having sex. That's all that website's for. And if you do have sex out the window, of course it's going to be a fat guy watching you. The skinny guys are too busy jogging by, and God needs to punish us for our food choices. Right? Cool, I'm glad we found zero in this room. We're going to know what that looks like for a little bit, but don't worry guys, I'm going to dig out. Let's see what else I wanted to talk about. I got really worried leading up to this dating season because I'd gotten really overweight. So I started working out with a personal trainer, and I know you all can tell. And here's the thing. The other day I worked out with a personal trainer, and then I did something I hadn't done in a really long time. I had sex with a girl, and that's when I realized that I'm not physically capable of doing both of those things. You know? I was on top, and I got 3 pumps in, and my legs started shaking like an old dog taking a shit. It was fucking bad. So I had to tell her I was a virgin. Because that sounds better than I can't hold up my own weight anymore. You know? I don't know how you guys feel about this, but she had fake boobs. Can we pull the room a little? Fake boobs? Yeah, no, fuck them. They're horrible. Because why are they so hard? Who designed that? Like, you see it and it looks like a perfect breast. And then you go to touch it and it's like grabbing the back of a crab. Who the fuck designed that? It feels like they should be used in, like, building support and insulation. Like, I don't know what the World Trade Center was made of. But if it was made of fake tits, that building would still be standing. The headline the next day just would have said, "Terrorists break planes!" And we'd all still have basic human rights. That's where we'd be if the World Trade Center was fake tits. Making the important points up here, guys. Working through. Holidays like the 4th of July are weird to me. You guys feel anything weird about how we celebrate those? I'll take applause or silence as a response. They both work, I don't give a shit. I think they're weird because the ways we celebrate them seem like they'd be bad for soldiers. You know what I mean? Like, what do we do on the 4th of July? We go to the beach to celebrate all the soldiers who died face down in the sand. Then we grill meat to honor the soldiers who were grilled in their tanks because we wouldn't give them body armor. Right, guys? And then we set off fireworks so that the ones who made it home remember the battle. That's what we do. That's how we celebrate the 4th of July. That's not weird to anybody? That's the world we're living in. Let's go a little deeper. Fuck it, I'm going to stick with his political angle. How do we feel about the criminal justice system in here? Can I get some applause for the criminal justice system? No, it sucks, right? We all agree? Alright, here's the criminal justice system if I'd never pitched it to you before. I'm going to pitch it to you like you never heard of it. Okay? Yeah? Yeah, totally. Yeah, we're all on board. Good. I'm glad we're doing it. Here's the thing, guys. You do a thing. You do. And then, what we do is we put you in front of a guy wearing a dress, holding a shitty little hammer, and he decides whether or not you're a black person. And based on that information alone, he decides whether or not you need to sleep in a cage for a while. That's how the system works. And it's weird. The reason we do it is because we don't want a system that's an eye for an eye. Because we all say an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. How does that system work, guys? Kill somebody, you get killed. We already do that. You rape somebody, you get raped. Kind of like what happens in our prisons, right, guys? That's there already. You sell a guy a little bit of weed, then that guy needs to sell you a little bit of weed. It's kind of hard to punish victimless crimes in a fair system, isn't it, guys? Let's take it a little further, okay? Let's say somebody goes into your house and takes something out. You go back into that guy's house and take the thing out. Problem solved, right? We're good. You go out there and you have sex with a bunch of little kids, and then you got to get a bunch of little kids. Yeah, it's not a perfect system. We're working through it. I don't think that's the one. Is that a light?
Yeah.
1 minute? Okay. Who here has a dog? Any of you ever seen one? Couple of you. Cool, I have a dog, and he lives with me in a one-room apartment, and he's neutered. And that means that sometimes my neutered dog has to watch me have sex. Which, is there a worse thing you can do to another living thing than that? Cut their balls off and then have sex with someone in front of them? The only way that could possibly be worse is if I was sleeping with the dog that he was in love with. Like, while he was being neutered. That's the only way that could be worse. Alright, I'm going to leave on that bottom. You guys have been awesome, and I've been Nick Ruggia. Please give it up for the performers you've seen and the ones coming up.
All right, thank you, Nick. All right, we're going to get ready for Kira right here. We just got to plug her in. It's going to be about 1 minute, so don't go anywhere. Like a good man, what's going on? You got to pay your bills sometime because